welcome to episode 149 of Heresy Accountabilibuddies Podcast. Tonight, this show is brought to you by the host of myself, Jack, followed by
Brian,
Duncan,
and John,
and Dave. Jamie should be joining us a little bit later, so if we see him, great. If we don't see him, probably the plague. But before we get any further than that, let's do a quick station identification.
Do you love resin bases? Then go to our sponsor, Elric Hobbies, for all of your basing and basing accessory needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a discount. Legendary Monument Hobbies. Monument Hobbies is a one-stop shop for all of your painting needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a 5% discount on your purchase. Pop Goes the Monkey. Find maker of third-party accessory bits of arms, legs, backpacks, and more, where you can get 10% off your first order over $125 with code HERESYABB at checkout.
And thank you to our patrons. Without you, none of this would be possible. Speaking of patrons, Duncan, how many paying patrons do we have right now, and how many unpaid patrons? Don't answer that. We do not have enough yet to make Duncan paint and build a Ultramarines army, and it was brought to my attention on the last hobby hangout that we do not talk about this enough. So thanks to Dan, we now have a song for it that I will insert somewhere here, probably in the background, so that I don't think we'll be demonetized since it's a parody song, but you can never tell, and Duncan is slowly dying on the inside as we talk about it, because it could possibly be the final countdown.
You want better news, Jack?
What's that?
Duncan just wrote a love song to his favorite Horus Heresy Legion, the Ultramarines.
No, Duncan did not. But John is definitely using AI to make me write songs, apparently. So thank you for that,
profitable?
John. No, we're not.
No, I just learned that $20 can give you 200 credits, and each song only costs 3 credits. So,
oh my lord! For those of you who are brand new and coming to listen to us, hi, we're all insane here. Welcome to the shit show. For those of you who are regular listeners, John, take it away with some whatever we start with now.
Hobby.
yeah. So, so this week has been a lot of actual work and not a bunch of hobby work. I did manage to get the Word Bearers, Salamanders, Blood Angels, Death Guard, Ultramarines, Raven Guard, Iron Hands, and Imperial Fists background characters all painted up for the photo booth. I'm going to seal them this week so I can do decals next. I had a whole bunch of terrain that I'd sealed earlier and got those all decaled during our Wednesday night hangouts. Also applied a couple spot colors to some other pieces of terrain that just needed a smidge of brush work before I go in and start doing oils and dry brushing and things. I guess that's really it. I also cooked up a turkey for our annual Thanksgiving, but the guys, there was a big mix-up at the hotels, and so some people didn't arrive, and then the people that usually arrive were sick or they had family, so it didn't end up happening, but I'll end up putting it to good use. So that was my week. Mainly a lot of work. What about Duncan?
On Hobby Hangout this past week, I got some more decals put on my 20 Nightlord TAC guys. Throughout the rest of the week, I have spent more time putting the decals on them. So now I've got all the decals, the lightning bolts, the knee pad indicators for each squad, their squad markings, all of it. All of them are decaled entirely, and decals are sealed. So from here, this week I'm hoping to get the bases done for them, and then a final seal, final touch of weathering, and then they'll be all done, and I can move on to the next batch of tanks for the Nightlords. Other than that, nothing hobby-wise for me other than that. So, Brian, what have you done hobby-wise this week?
No, nothing. My hands have been pretty bad this past couple weeks. So I really haven't worked on anything other than watching World of Tanks replay videos for nostalgia's sake. What about you, Jack?
I get some more stuff base coded. I finally got the tracks base coded, and then first layer of metal duns on the track on some of the tanks I've been doing. All the tanks I base coded last week. I put a matte sealant on it, that way I can start with the building the colors on it. And then I think after that I kicked it over to John for the news.
Yeah, so the news. Last week we saw the announcement of a whole bunch of battle forces coming out for 40K and Age of Sigmar. And this week they all dropped, and as kind of predicted, the majority of them sold out almost immediately, with the biggest one being the Krieg set to be the first one to sell out. So, kind of not surprising on those. During the week, GW dropped a few different articles, but first, next Sunday is going to be pre-orders for a new Ultramarines character, some Indominus Terminator Ancient, some Terminator Assault Squads. The cool Khan guy on bike is available separately, and then a bunch of Old World Chaos Marauders are coming back out. Again, those would be great for militia.
I think that con is the bike on that con will be really good for doing those special bikes for the White Scars characters.
Yeah, or steal him to make a champion or something. That's what I'm thinking. Some made to order Empire. And then finally, Ashes of the Imperium, Book 1 of the Scouring is coming out in Fancy Pants Edition. I really wish they'd sell these metal seals separately, but
that would be cool. And if you look at it, it actually looks like a really, really thick book, too.
It does.
The size
it looks
of the novel.
Freaking huge. I like how it's also styled like the Black Books.
It's the type of book that you would want on your bookcase to impress people.
It does look that way, I'll agree.
Unlike most times, it's also getting a French and German language launch at the same time, as well as the ebook and audiobook. And then that Ultramarine character is getting his own book called Master of Rights. He's getting a fancy edition and normal edition.
That Ultramarine book also looks sexy as all get out.
Yeah, I like the gold Aquila with the silver beak and eyes and the big thunder hammer. And then they're continuing releasing some of the collected Heresy books and Eidolon in other languages.
Oh, that book. Eidolon. I don't have anything positive to say about that book. I'm just glad that it came out. I'm glad I got it for completion's sake, but that was not a good book. It really was not.
Yeah, I'm falling behind in some of my Heresy listening, so I've got to pick that up and a couple others. During the week, we had another art post go up with all the Sororitas artwork. Seemed kind of stay within 3rd, 4th, 5th, and all the way up till now editions. Not a lot of 2nd edition artwork in here. That's probably the oldest piece right there.
Man, that's like 2nd edition art, isn't it?
No, that was like early 3rd.
Was it early 3rd?
Yeah.
Still cool art.
Yeah. And then they had stories of people remembering to all the ways they got into the hobby and things like that. So he was turning 50 this year. And so they put out an article of all the different ways they got into the hobby and their old favorite white dwarfs. I actually have this issue. I didn't buy it when it was new. I had to go back and find it because I had Space Crusade. I picked it up in high school and played it with my friends. But some cool pictures in there. You can share your story, and they're supposedly going to post some of them. And you can also enter to win their free drawing. They're giving away a pile of merch. Joy Toy had some announcements this week. First up, Duncan. The Iron Circle
Yeah. Uh-huh. Serendipitous for who we're talking about tonight.
Right? It doesn't come with any accessories other than what it's normally armed with. Big ass shield, big old hammer, and a bolter. But definitely looks pretty cool, and also means they're going to start releasing more Mechanicum stuff, hopefully, for Joy Toy stuff. There was also some more Space Marine 2 releases, so this is a lot of the customizable armor pieces for Ultramarines are getting released as physical toys. First up is the tactical model with Primus armor and heavy relic bolt rifle. Then there was a bulwark without a shield with a big power sword and Volkite pistol, or plasma pistol, looks like a Volkite pistol, and a bunch more fancy Ultramarine armor. And then finally a heavy artificer armor with relic multi-melta. In the non-GW side of the house, we really haven't been getting anything from Merchoid since they kind of played out all the ornaments and everything. There's a couple cool Kickstarters going on. First one is called Gothic Sector Fortress. This is 3D printable grimdark terrain. Takes a little inspiration from some old GW kits, namely the old Forge World Fortress walls and the first Wall of Martyrs that came out, all that bunkers terrain that came out back then.
Now, have this group done other of these?
Yep.
I feel like they've done something similar to this before if it's the same group. If not, then it looks remarkably close to a different one.
Yeah. What's also cool is they've got a bunch of little turrets in here, and he is already programmed an Arduino and shows you all the parts needed if you do this Kickstarter to get the servos and the boards and everything to make automated turrets.
You already backed
That would
this,
be
haven't you?
neat.
I have not. I don't have a 3D printer, so I don't want to get something I'm not going to use that much. I've been thinking about it. It's not terribly priced, so for the full thing, file-wise, I think it's only like $80. No, complete STL pack is 44, sorry. Printed is a little more expensive. But he's also got expansions to go onto the walls. He's got trenches that look like Wall of Martyrs without a bunch of Cadians glued to the front of it. Everything is set up to be modular, so the buildings will go together, the bunkers will go together, the walls will go together. He's got intact walls, damaged walls, floorboards that can be added onto the back of the walls, sandbags, supplies, craters.
This all looks
And if
really
you-
neat.
I need
Yeah,
a,
it is
I
definitely
need a
cool
PLA
for the
printer
price.
so bad.
And he's already unlocked a bunch of stuff already, and he's going for more. So if you're interested, this is the other stuff he's done, Jack. So he
Yeah.
did a ZM stuff with lighted floorboards. He did an epic scale version of these buildings. 2 different sets. He did a kind of look-alike orc terrain.
The temple.
Yeah, the Gothic temples.
I think that's where I've seen this one before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's also running sales on those. If you buy this set, you can add those on for pretty cheap, 35 pounds.
I need to find a spot for another printer, a PLA printer, and do
Weren't we
shit like
talking
this.
earlier about you don't have any more space in your garage?
Yeah, we were. Absolutely. We 100% were talking about how I have no more space for anything, and I need that in my life for reasons.
Last week we talked about RTLW was previewing their Azerbo Vect model. This week it finally launched. So you've got Vect, these 2 bodyguards, his 2 ladies of the evening, on this giant throne that is powered by a screaming, I guess, disemboweled Space Marine who's chained up. And it's held up by 5 slaves. Vect himself comes with a few head options, same with the bodyguards and ladies. There's also some Tau women that can be set at the foot of his throne. It's definitely an interesting design, since GW has kind of shifted Vect to the background character.
Well, you
It's
know,
129 millimeters tall.
What's that in freedom units?
In moon landings, it's 5 inches tall.
Okay. Okay.
So it's a pretty sizable little diorama there.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And that's really all the news. We don't have a lot coming because it's close to Christmas time and we got a lot of announcements already.
So many announcements.
Yes, there are a lot.
So many announcements. So,
go ahead. So, as Jack was alluding to, so many announcements, so many, in fact, that people were beginning to wonder if we'd ever get back to covering Legions. And I'm happy to announce.
It's not our fault that GW kept dropping stuff off. Yay, we're glad to have it. So,
isn't it a good thing to have our cup overrunneth with stuff?
Yes, but in a few months, we'll all be wondering why there's no new stuff coming out.
Well, then Dave will just write in and ask Duncan to make himself a list. Like, I know Dave. Dave's a good guy. Dave will keep us covered.
It does sound like something Dave would do.
Or we can dive into crazy talks about our favorite not widely used units and things like that.
Well, hopefully by that point we can make Duncan do a whole entire episode on breaking down his Ultramarines army and why he made the decisions he made.
Look, if and when the patron goal is reached, and we actually do this, if and when it's ever actually gets to the point, this is the pledge I made a while back. I'm going to make it now. I'm going to make it again, and I'll explain it. I already have the list. I've already figured out the list of what I'm going to do for the Ultramarines. I will buy it if we get to the target point and we stay there for a bit.
You never said anything about staying there for a bit either.
You're right, but I'm adding that because it's, got to stay there for at least a month before I can sit here and go, okay, it's successful. Then I will buy the Ultramarines list I have, which is not a traditional Ultramarines list. It is kind of a sort of Duncan list, so there's that for me. Then I'll buy the Ultramarines, I'll paint the Ultramarines, I'll play the Ultramarines, I'll take the Ultramarines to Adepticon, and then I'll do something with the Ultramarines army to maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll raffle it off or something, who knows, and donate that to charity or something. Who really knows at this point? So, there you go. Anyway, ignoring the Ultramarines. John, tonight we're talking about what again? Or who again?
Ultramarines.
So first up is the Imperial Fists.
And second up would be my boys.
Yep, the Iron Warriors. We figured that'd be a good pairing for this week.
Yep, Siege and Fortify.
Mutual hatred.
It fits. It fits. John, you want to take it away with the Lesser Legion? Are we getting there?
No, I don't cover Iron Warriors.
Oh, how polite you are, sir.
So the Imperial Fists. Let's start with the Legacies upgrade first, since that kind of goes over some of the other options we're going to be talking about tonight.
Did you mean to close your screen share, John?
Yeah, I can't keep my monitor. I have to keep it in the front window while I'm reading.
Okay.
Otherwise, I have to move away from the mic. So, first thing is all Legion heavy weapons, or you get a new piece to the Legion heavy weapons list, which is going to be the Iliastus Assault Cannon. So anyone with access to heavy weapon squads become Iliastus support squads. So you get an Iliastus Assault Cannon for 20 points. That's a little expensive to me, considering last cannons are already overpriced at like 15 apiece. The other thing you can do is add Iliastus assault cannons to your sponsons for vehicles for 30 points. Page 10, Jack. And then for Penta weapons, you can add.
Because the moment you can add a new something else, the screen share goes away.
Yep, no problem. You can also add a pintle-mounted Iliastus assault cannon for 20 points. Again, these seem a little pricey to me. Maybe the sponsons are a little bit of a better deal, but GW seems to have priced heavy weapons this edition with man-portable at fairly high rates. The Phalanx Warder Squad, which we'll get to in a little bit. For every 5 models in the unit, one of them can take a combi weapon or a flamer, melt-a-gun, plasma gun, or thunderhammer. So you can outfit your Phalanx Warder Squad. Their Rite of War is called Fire Discipline. Imperial Fists gain a bonus of +1 when making hit tests with multiple bolt and or auto weapons. So making a shooting attack for a unit that only includes models with this special rule, add +1 to the result of hit tests made for any attacks in a fire group that includes more than 5 dice or attacks and that have the bolt or auto trait. So if you're shooting with 5 dice, you get +1 to hit. Or 5 dice or more, you get +1 to hit. Their Gambit, called a Wall Unyielding. The controlling player may choose to limit the damage suffered in the challenge. If you choose this, you do not add your combat initiative to the roll to the focus or the result of the focus roll, but gain a Turret and Warrior 1 for the duration of the strike step. Definitely handy if you're fighting somebody with a 2 damage weapon or a thunderhammer or something like that. They've got access to a specific auxiliary detachment called the Siege Gauntlet. It gives you a prime troop, a normal troop, a Terminator unit, and a support unit. And then the troops in this detachment may only be used to select breacher squads. Their advanced reaction is called Bastion of Fire. This reaction allows the reacting unit to make a shooting attack targeting an enemy unit that moves within range. So if someone moves, it allows you to shoot. Kind of neat for getting an extra shooting in there, especially with your +1 to hit. They get access to a specific piece of warrior called the Solarite Power Gauntlet. Any model with the Command, Champion, or Sergeant subtrait may swap their Power Fist to a Solarite Gauntlet for +5. Initiative modifier -3, base attacks, strength +4, AP 2, damage 2, and critical hit 6 up. They also get Vigil Pattern Storm Shields. Any command type model may have its boarding shield or combi bolter exchanged for 1 Vigil type Storm Shield for +5 points, or its combat shield exchanged for 10. Any model with the Imperial Fist trait in a Tartaros command squad may have their combi bolter exchanged for 5. And Cataphracte can swap their combi bolter to a shield for free. And the shield gives you a 4-up save in addition to the heavy subtype. I don't see a lot of people taking this as much nowadays.
It needs to be a 3. So.
Yep.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, so that downgrade combined with the heavy subtype on units that may not already have that kind of takes it down. They also get a special prime slot called Castellan. If a Centurion model that has the Imperial Fist trait is selected to fill a prime Force Org slot, they can have this advantage. They called Castellan, they gain an augury scanner. They cannot select any of the Centurion's listed options, but instead must have their bolter exchanged for one of the following for free: a heavy bolter, an autocannon, or an Iliastus assault cannon. So like a cheap Armistos. You get access to a special vehicle upgrade called the Decurion Sagittar. Could be purchased for a Predator for +30, a Sakaran with the autocannon or Punisher cannons only for 30, or a Kratos for 30. This model gains a pinto-mounted Elastus assault cannon and an augury scanner. Additionally, the pinto-mounted assault cannon gains Skyfire and Precision 6-up. So these Iliastus cannons we've been talking about a lot. They're range 24, They've got 2 modes of fire, sustained or maximal. Sustained gives you firepower 3, strength 6, AP 4, damage 1, heavy firepower, breaching 6 up. If you go to maximal, you get 2 more shots, so firepower 5, strength 6, AP 4, damage 1, heavy firepower, breaching 6 up, but you also gain overload 1. Character-wise, well, let's go to units first.
You're my unit.
A lot of. So the special elite unit they get is the Templar Brethren. Comes in at 4 Brethren and a Champion for 160. You can take 5 additional for 27 points a model. Basic Marine stats, except weapon skill 5, 2 wounds, 3 attacks base. The Champion gets an additional leadership bonus for leadership 9. They come with power sword, bolt pistol, frag, and crack. The Champion can swap their power sword for a Solarite Gauntlet for 15 or a Thunderhammer for 15. The Champion can swap their bolt pistol to an Archaeotech pistol for 5. Any of the models in the unit can swap their bolt pistols to combat shields for plus 2 points. Any model can swap their bolt pistols with plasma pistols for 10. 2 Brethren in the unit can take Legion equipment. 1 Templar Brethren may have a Vexilla. And then every model can have Melt-A-Bombs for 25 points for the unit. They gain a special rule called Templar Assault. Templar Brethren can close with their opponents more effectively when charging after they disembark. In the assault phase of any player turn in which they disembarked from a model with the assault vehicle special rule, models with the special rule may add plus 2 inches to any setup moves made. This does not apply if they were forced to emergency disembark. They've also got access to the Phalanx Warders Terminator Squad. Takes up a Terminator Force slot. They get 1 Warder Sergeant and 9 Phalanx Warders for 200. They can take an additional 10 for 18 points apiece. Basic Marine stats, apart from 2 attacks. I guess these aren't Terminators, they're just in the Terminator slot. Okay, so they have 3 up, 5 up. They have a Power Axe, Bolt Pistol, Boarding Shield, Frag and Crack. The Sergeant can swap their Bolt Pistol to a Plasma Pistol for 10. He can take a Thunderhammer or Solarite Power Gauntlet for 10. 2 of the models can take Legion equipment. 1 of them can take a Vexilla, and they can have 25 or Melt-A-Bombs for 25 points for the whole squad. They have a special rule called Phalanx Formation. If they make the shield wall reaction without, or they may make the shield wall reaction without expending a reaction point, but suffer limitations. So any model with a special rule, the shield wall advance reaction without expending a point from the controlling player's reaction allotment. If a reaction point is not expended, the reaction unit gains the pen status after the reaction is resolved. Interesting.
Yeah, so they're not quite the same guys they were in 2nd edition, where they were the be-all, end-all of holding the line. But they're still good.
I mean, that does come into effect with the FAQ that says you can still use a reaction if you don't have any points. So it's always something you can pull out of your back pocket if you want to be pinned.
Yep. And for them to be pinned and still stuck there, it's not really that bad.
Yep.
Honestly.
Character-wise, obviously Sigismund, 250 points. Movement and weapon skill 7. Ballistic skill strength, toughness, wounds 4. Initiative 5 with 5 attacks. Leadership 10. Cool willpower and intelligence 9. He's got a 2 up, 4 up. He's got the black sword, a bolt pistol, frag and cracks. He has precision 4 up. Slayer of Kings, Death Champion, and Eternal Warrior 1. His sword is base initiative, base attacks, strength plus 2, AP 2, damage 1, critical hit 6 up, duelist edge 2. The Slayer of Kings rule says that he must issue a challenge if he's able to. and then he gets to pick which one of the units his enemy units will accept it.
Yeah, so he calls out characters to make them accept. You don't get to pick if you're the returning person getting challenged by Siggy. One thing I will note, it doesn't say that he has to accept challenges, only that he has to issue them. Correct?
Right.
That seems kind of chintzy. To me, I would always think that he would have to always accept them as well, but I get what they're doing there. So,
yep. He has a special gambit called Death's Champion. Death's Champion, if this gambit is selected, attacks made by this model in the following strike step have critical hit 5 up. Not terrible for challenges.
No, really, really not. And Siggy definitely makes good use of it.
The other characters are Fafnir Ron for 275. He's weapon skill 6, ballistic skill strength toughness wounds 4, I5, 4 attacks, leadership 9, cool willpower intelligence 8. He's a 2-up, 4-up. He's got his axes, headsman, and hunter, bolt pistol, frag, crack, and a boarding shield. He has impact attacks, shield master, and executioner's attacks for special rules. So his axes are striking as a pair, no initiative modifier, base attacks, strength +2, AP 3, damage 1, and breaching 4-up. His shield master rule says he suffers no penalty in a challenge for carrying a shield. He doesn't get the -1 to his focus roll for being heavy. Executioner's tax. He doesn't suffer the negative to the focus roll in exchange for improving attack, or may suffer negatives to his focus roll for improving his attacks. So his gambit is Executioner's tax. When this gambit is selected, the controlling player must roll an additional dice in the focus step and must discard the highest result. Attacks made in the following strike phase gain the critical hit 6+. How does that say he's losing focus? I don't get it. Oh, I guess because you're choosing the highest or choosing the lowest.
Yep, you have to go low, not high. So
yeah, it seems like they would.
It's a bit of a drawback, but it's not that big of a one, honestly.
Yeah, the way that was worded, it sounded like you could trade focus points for bonuses of some kind.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't, but it's okay.
Yep. You've also got Evander Garrus for 215. Movement and weapon skill 6, BS 5, strength 4, toughness 5, 4 wounds, initiative 5, 4 attacks, leadership 10, cool willpower intelligence 9, and he's a 2-up, 4-up. He's got 2 special weapons of Subjugator and Incineratus and the Tyrant's Regalia. He's slow and purposeful, implacable advance, and bulky 2. So his weapons, Incineratus, is a range 15, firepower 4, strength 5, AP 5, damage 1, Defilgrate 6, full kite charger.
Nice, full kite.
Yep. The Subjugator is a special power fist at initiative -2, base attack, strength +4, AP 2, damage 2 with no special rules. And his other special rule, Tyrant's Regalia, he gains a damage mitigation roll when he's in a challenge. He gains Feel No Pain 5-up special rule against wounds suffered when engaged in a challenge.
Again, they're all focusing primarily on being able to be beat sticks, especially in close combat for challenges. And it kind of fits for them. I mean, they're good.
Yep. We're not done with characters yet. We got Cameron Diaz. He's 120. Movement 7, weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks, leadership 9, cool willpower intelligence 8, and he's a 2-up, 4-up. He's Officer Line 2. He has Dorinda, which is a special melee weapon. No initiative or attacks modifiers. Strength +1, AP 3, damage 1, and breaching 5 up. And his special rule is called the Line Unbroken. He gains additional attacks when he's in a challenge. He gets a special gambit. When this gambit is selected and this model does not have combat advantage, he gains +2 to his attacks characteristic.
Yeah.
And Alexis Pollux for 185. Movement 7, weapon skill 6, ballistic skill strength and toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks, leadership and cool 9, willpower and intelligence 8, and 2 up, 4 up. He has a Solarite Power Gauntlet, a Vigil Pattern Storm Shield, a Combi Melta, Frag and Cracks, Officer Line 2, Deep Strike, and his special rules are Hammer Blow and Void Commander. So Hammer Blow, he can choose to make alternative attacks during a challenge. If he chooses this gambit, this model gains the Hammer Blow weapon profile and may not choose to make attacks with any other weapons. So this is no initiative modifier. No, it's initiative 1, attacks 1, strength 10, AP 2, damage 3, critical hit 6 up.
It's Hulk Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't miss.
Very much
and then
so.
Void Commander, a model with this special rule, joins a Breacher squad in reserves. Models in that unit gain Deep Strike special rule while this model is in the unit. In addition, when the model with this special rule is deployed as part of a Deep Strike, that model and each other model in the same unit gain Feel No Pain 5 up until the controlling player's next effects subphased.
That's kind of awesome.
If they charge you, you still have it. Finally out of characters. On to the big boy. Rogel Dorn, 435. He's kind of in the middle of points there. Movement 8, weapon skill 7, ballistic skill strength, toughness, wounds, and initiative are all 6s, and 6 attacks. Leadership 12, cool, willpower, and intelligence 10. He's got a 2 up, 4 up. He's bulky 4, Bulwark of the Imperium, Eternal Warrior 2. His weapons are Storm's Teeth, which is a special melee weapon, base initiative, base attacks, base strength, AP 2, damage 2, shred 4 up, reaping blow 2.
It's just a big ass double-handed chainsword.
Yep, and getting more attacks if he's outnumbered. And then Voice of Terra is his special bolter, 24-inch range, 3 shot, strength 5, AP 3, damage 1, breaching 5 up.
I will say for Primarch, pretty good range. Usually most of them are like pistols.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, especially when you combine that with the fact it's already 3 shots, so you just need 1 more bolter to get the bonus.
Yep.
His special rules are Bulwark of the Imperium. He gains a special gambit. When it's selected, wound test made against the model with this gambit have an unmodified result of 1, 2, 3, or 4, are never successful regardless of the strength of the weapon.
So only on 5s and 6s.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he's just tanking it.
yeah. That, I mean, he's
built his
rolled
way
on.
to the wall.
Yeah, he built a wall around him. I mean,
And then everybody's got Sire of something, so Sire of the Imperial Fists. Controlling player may apply the following additional special rules to all auxiliary, apex, and primary detachments that have the same faction trait. If 4 or more troop battlefield role slots in the primary detachment of this army are filled with tactical squads and or breachers, then all force organization slots with the troops battlefield role in the primary detachment are considered prime. And they also gain, all models of the Imperial Fist trait gain the following: prepared defenses. Until the end of the first battle turn of the battle, all models in this army with the infantry type and Imperial Fist trait have a 5-up cover save if they're within the controlling player's deployment zone.
Yeah, I mean, they're fists.
Yep. Considering 5-up's about as good as you're going to get for most part, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not something to complain about at all.
That's really the fists. I can definitely say all their rules seem to just support what they do. Challenges and shooting.
Stand there, let them come to you, hold the line, break the enemy on your wall.
Yep.
I mean, that's the fists in a nutshell. They're good. Their characters are good. Dorn himself is a beady boy.
Yeah, and they have a lot of options too, like character wise and equipment wise. They like the best way to put it is like the Sons of Horus. They get all the toys.
They do, which is really not fair.
No,
especially considering that they took away a lot of the Iron Warriors toys.
Yeah,
so
that's why Peter Turbo is
so angry.
Yeah, so angry.
I mean, which is fair. Which is fair. John, are you done with the boys in yellow?
Yeah, that's all we've got for them. I mean, Iron Warriors did get a good bit in the Legacies PDF, though.
Yes, but to be absolutely honest, they needed it. Compared to first edition Iron Warriors and second edition Iron Warriors, the Iron Warriors have lost a fair amount. We don't have Keir Valen to be the loyalist warsmith. We don't have Erasmus Gulk. Those two characters are both gone. Goodbye to them. They're probably not coming back. And in the base book, we did not get a single character other than Peter Turbo. We did get Eric Drager in the Legacies, which is something. But he's a loyalist. He's not really a traitor.
Iron Gauntlet Dominators, didn't they? Was that in the regular?
The Dominators, yes. That was also in the Legacies PDF.
Oh, that was in the Legacies. That wasn't even the normal?
No, that wasn't in the book. That's in
the
wow.
So yeah, they really did get shafted.
Drager is such a footnote of a character too.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't give us a single one of the main. Like, they didn't give us any of the Trident. They didn't give us Forex. They didn't give us Kroger. They didn't give us the guy that becomes the Warsmith. It's just, these are what we get, and we'll take it.
But if the rumors are true, and they go ahead and do like whatever that Imperial Fist and Iron Warrior fleet battle was, I forget the name of it.
Fall?
Fall. If they did the Retribution fleet thing as kind of the next book, since we're getting Breachers and a bunch of Terminators as part of the next releases, I could see Iron Warriors getting some more stuff to go with that.
It's possible. I could definitely see it. And again, I'm not complaining about what we do have, because some of what we have is kind of nice. So I'll go ahead and start with the War Gear. In the base book, we get the Graviton Crusher. It is a direct swap for command and champions who have a Thunderhammer already, or who have purchased a Thunderhammer. You can swap it to the Graviton Crusher, which is honestly a better Thunderhammer. Initiative modifier -2, no attack modifier. Your strength modifier is +4 instead of +3. AP 2, damage 2, and you get armor bane and shocked pinning. So that is nice. And in the legacies that I have on the other screen, we get additional armory options are as follows. Any unit entirely composed of models with the Iron Warriors trait, every model in that get his bolt pistol changed for one shrapnel pistol for 2 points. You can also swap everybody who has a bolter there for a shrapnel bolter for +3 points. Shrapnel pistol is range 10, 1 firepower, range strength 4, no AP, 1 damage, pistol and pinning 0. And the bolter is range 18, firepower 2, range strength 4, AP nothing, 1 damage, and also pinning 0. We also have the Legion Heavy Weapons adds the following: the shrapnel cannon for 15 points, which is 36 inches, 3 firepower, 5 range strength, AP 5, 1 damage, shred 6 up, and pinning 0 again. For everybody who's got Legion Officer War Gear list and Legion Sergeant melee War Gear list can take a Graviton Mace, which is -1 initiative, no attack modifier, +3 strength, AP 3, 1 damage, armor bane, and shock pinned. It's not bad at all. We also have the ability to have you can have 2 sponson mounted shrapnel cannons, 2 tanks that can take sponson weapons for 10 points, and you can add a pintle mounted shrapnel cannon for 15 points. And when we come to the the Tyrant Siege Terminators, I'll talk about this. The Siege Master there can have a grenade harness for 5 points, and any model there can have the combi weapon and Power Fist exchange for Lightning Claws for 10 points a model. And any model in the unit can have its Power Fist exchange for a Chain Fist for free, which is nice for them. I mean, it really helps them. It makes the Tyrant Siege Terminators better than what they are right now in the base book. So they're good. But the rules we have, some of them are kind of good. Some of them are really kind of a bit of a shocker, but it is what it is. Rule number 1 we have for prime slots only. For infantry models with prime slots, if you take the prime advantage, you can take what's called the unfavored, in which you gain expendable 1. You don't lose line. You don't lose anything else. You just gain expendable 1 on top of what you already have. So if you have that tactical unit sitting there camping that objective, you're still scoring your main points. And then if something with Vanguard comes up and knocks you off of it, they're going to score 1 less than they would have before. So that's helpful. It really kind of fits with the whole no one cares, you're all sacrificial soldiers bit for the Iron Warriors. Legion Tactics. The tactic is called Bitter End. You make a leadership check when making a leadership check or a cool check. When all you have are Iron Warriors, you ignore all negative modifiers applied in panic, pinning, stunned, or suppressive. So that's helpful. Keeps you around longer. Your special gambit is Spiteful Demise. When it's selected, if this model loses its last wound during the following strike step, this is for challenges only, obviously. You can choose to immediately inflict a single automatic hit that is initiative modifier 1, attack modifier 1, strength 6, AP 4, damage 2, and breaching 5 up. Regardless of whatever weapon you have, this is the attack profile you get to make with 1 final attack. It's kind of like from Hell's Heart I Stab at Thee, so it's kind of neat. Their advanced reaction is fiddling with my mouse here. Their advanced reaction is Bitter Fury. Summation, once per game in the shooting phase, if you get shot, after just armor saves have been taken, but before you remove casualties, you get to shoot back with that squad, and you gain +1 firepower. You gain Overload 1, or add +1 to an existing version if you already have it, for the duration of that shooting. It is single use, but it can be really helpful if you have if your whole squad's getting wiped. You can actually sit there and get that final, again, back at you from hell, and you increase your firepower. So, like you have a last cannon team that's about to get wiped off, it's all dying. Throw that on there, use that, get your final hurrah right back at them, and take out whatever you could just killed you off. The detachments, we've got the Ironfire cohort, which is 2 armor. One of them is prime, but the 2 armor both have to be the Arc or Bombards only, and you get 2 support. It's an artillery. It's an artillery detachment. Is really what it is. And the other one is for Hammer of Olympia. You get 2 heavy assault. One's prime. 2 troops. 1 is prime, and a heavy support or heavy transport choice. It's only available if you take Perturabo or you take a Warsmith. And it is an Apex, whereas the other one is an auxiliary detachment. So if you think you're going to get better use out of these guys than you would out of normal Apex stuff, like retinues or additional consoles or something, take it. But understand that's why you're taking it. I'm not going to touch Perturabo yet. I will, however, touch the Warsmith. There's 2 versions of it. One's in the Legacies, and I'll touch him second. But the very first version of it that's in the book, it's 165 points for, in essence, a Terminator Warsmith. Movement, weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength 4, toughness 5, wounds 5, initiative 5, attack 5, leadership 10, cool and willpower of 9, intelligence of 10, 2 up, 4 up. You come with the Graviton Crusher, which is the knockoff or the slight upgrade, the Thunderhammer for free. You come with a Combi Grav, a servo arm, a Cortex controller, and a Cognitive Signum. You got Master of the Legion. You're an Iron Warriors. You have Bulky 2, Battlesmith 2, Implacable Advance, and Slow and Purposeful, as well as Command and Heavy. You also have a Cyber Familiar. You can also get a Cyber Familiar selected for it for plus 10 points. And that's your high command. So he replaces the Praetor. And compared to regular Terminator Praetors, he's not a bad choice. I mean, you get the free Thunderhammer in essence. You get the Servo Arm, and you get the Cognitive Signum. And unlike most Praetors, you have an intelligence of 10 and a leadership of 10. So you got a single stat point bump there. They're not bad. I kind of like them. The Artificer Armor version comes in at 140, not 165. Same basic stat line, except toughness is lower by 1 and wounds are lower by 1. Leadership, cool, willpower, and intelligence are all 10, 9, 9, 10. Comes with bolter, bolt pistol, servo arm, cortex controller, cognitive signum, frag and crack grenades, and battlesmith 2. He can grab out, swap the bolter and the bolt pistol for a paragon blade for 15 points, an Archaeotech pistol for 15, or items from the officer war gear list. You can also swap your bolter for an Astartes shotgun or a Volkite charger, both at 2 points. You can swap everything for a pair of lightning claws for 20 points. You can get multiple bombs for 5. And if you keep your bolter, you can get a chain bayonet or a bayonet, and you can still get the Cyber Familiar. Compared to regular characters or regular Praetors for the Iron Warriors, if you don't take those, take these guys. They're always an upgrade, and they'll unlock the better Apex attachment that I talked about before. It's nice to have them. You got some nice abilities, and you don't really need to have the bigger Tech Marine version around because you've got the servo arm and the Cortex controller. And the Cognitive Signum is never a bad choice.
Would you take these over a Praetor other than the detachment?
Yes, absolutely I would. Every single time and twice on Sundays. If I was taking and playing Iron Warriors right now, I would absolutely use them. Narek Drager, our one character we get. I'll throw him next. 115 points for him. He is a command, not a high command. Move 7, weapon skill, ballistic skill 5, strength toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 4 attacks. Leadership and intelligence both 9, cool and willpower both 8, 2 up, 5 up. Graviton Gauntlet, which is fun. Bolt pistol, frag grenades, crack grenades, and a Cortex controller. Battlesmith 1, feel no pain, 5 up. Master of Automata, which is really nice for him. And he's a loyalist, not a traitor, so remember that. And Graviton Gauntlet is initiative -3, no attack modifier, strength is +3, AP is 2, damage is 2, shock pinned, and it's another Graviton weapon. So there's that. That has the stats similar to the regular Thunderhammer, except still having the Graviton, as opposed to the upgraded Thunderhammer, which on this one has +1 strength for the Graviton hammer. Units wise, since I'm already over here with the legacies, I'll go ahead and throw the Dominators out there. They are 0-1. So they start off with 5 guys for 255 points. They are a retinue. Movement 6, they're in Cataphracty. Weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 4, strength 4, toughness 5, 2 wounds, 4 initiative, 3 attacks, 9, 8, 7, 7 for their leadership, cool, willpower, and intelligence. They're a 2 up, 4 up. They come with a combi bolter and a Thunderhammer. Bulky 2, implacable advance, slow and purposeful, Expendable 1, so there's that. Hatred Automata, which is nice. Those once honored. Those are their rules. The only options for them are they can get a Heavy Flamer exchange for a Combi Bolter, 1 for every 5, a Heavy Flamer, a Multi-Melter, or a Reaper Autocannon for 10, 15, and 15. You can have one guy swap out, any of them can swap out their Thunderhammer for Chain Fist for 5 points, and they can swap out their Combi Bolters for Volkite Chargers for free, or for an item from the Legion Combi Weapon list at regular cost. So while they're a great retinue, and I think they're fun to build and fun to play with, their rule, those once honored, is any unit that includes any models with this special rule can never be joined by Perturabo. Because they're his boys who failed him at the Battle of Fall, and therefore he decided to then have the Iron Circle built. Our second unit there is a support unit. It's the Iron Warriors, Iron Havocs, who have suffered a severe step down from first edition and second edition, unfortunately. They're 135 points for 5 guys. You can have 5 more for 25 points a model. So the Iron Havocs are move 7. They're just regular power armor guys. Their weapon skill 4. Here's where they lost out. Their ballistic skill is now a 4, not a 5 anymore. Strength, toughness 4, wounds 1, 4 initiative, 1 attack. Their regular guys are straight 7s on all their leadership characteristics with a 3 up. The sergeant has an 8 on his leadership as opposed to 7s. They all come with shrapnel cannons, which is fun. Bolt pistol, frag grenade, crack grenade. They're support unit 1, and they come with the Ferrum Ocularis. The special rules for that is wounds caused by model with this special rule may ignore cover saves. Doesn't say shooting attacks, but wounds. So you still got to be able to see them to hit them. Your sergeant can have anything off of the Sergeant Melee weapons list. 1 Iron Havoc can have a Vexilla for 10 points. 2 guys can swap stuff or can have items from the Legion equipment list added for them. And every model may replace the shrapnel cannon with the following. An autocannon for 10 points, a missile launcher for 5 points, or a las cannon for 15. Gone are the days of you being able to hit stuff on a 2 with these guys with las cannons, but they're not as expensive as they used to be. They're also not as much of an auto-include as they used to be. I'm not going to touch the Tormentor yet. I'll touch that after I touch Perturabo. We've also got the Tyrant Siege Terminators. These are my boys. I love them. They start off at 300 points for the Siege Master and 4 Tyrants. You can get 5 more for 55 points a pop. They're in Cataphracty. So their movement 6, weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, all 4. Toughness 5, 2 wounds, 4 initiative, 2 attacks. Leadership and cool of 8. Willpower and intelligence of 7, 2 up, 4 up. The sergeant's the exact same stat line, except his leadership's a 9 and his cool's an 8. You get the Tyrant rocket launcher, combi bolter, and a fist. Your special rules are bulky 2, implacable advance, slow and purposeful, firing protocols 2. So you're going to get shooting more often, and support unit 1. And adding the stuff in the legacies that I've already mentioned. Everyone can swap out the combi bolter for anything from the Legion combi weapon list. And your Siege Master can have an Omniscope. The Omniscope says the following. When a shooting attack made by a unit that includes any models with an Omniscope inflicts any hits, excluding hits made from attacks made of snapshots, cover saving throws cannot be made. So, again, you can't ignore cover, but they don't get to save. You still got to be able to see them to shoot them. The Tyrant rocket launchers, you got 2 different types of missile. Both have range 48. The Swarmer missile is firepower 3, strength 5, AP 6, 1 damage. Special rule for them is heavy on the firepower and breaching 6 up. And of course the Breaker missiles. Firepower 1, range strength 9, AP 3, damage 1. It's got heavy for damage, so it bumps it up to 2. And it has Armor Bane. So there's your vehicle crackers right there. They can sit there and pour out lots of firepower and delete things when you need to. And of course, we have the Iron Circle Maniple. Iron Circle are 150 points base for one guy. You can get 5 more for 135 points each. These guys don't have any options to buy gear. They are automata. That's one thing. They're movement 7, weapon skill, ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness of 7, 4 wounds, 3 initiative, 3 attacks, leadership 8, cool of 12, willpower of 5, intelligence of 5, 2 up and a 5 up. They come with the Graviton Crusher, Twin Shrapnel Cannon, and the Carceri Battle Shield. Their special rules are Shield of the Iron Tyrant, Bulky 4, Implacable Advance, Impact on Attacks, and Firestorm. The Shrapnel Cannons are range 36, firepower 6, strength 5, AP 5, 1 damage, pinning 1, and shred 5 up. The shields are when a model with a Carceri Battle Shield is allocated an unsaved wound, the damage characteristic of the unsaved wound is halved, rounding up. So you get hit with that 3 damage, whatever, it causes 2. You get hit with the 2 damage, it causes 1. And their special rule, Shield of the Iron Tyrant, only models with the Iron Warrior trait in a Paragon type or command subtype can join a unit that includes a model with this special rule. When a model with the Iron Warrior's trait and the Paragon type is part of a unit that includes any models with this special rule, precision wounds caused by a part of a shooting attack cannot be allocated to this. And Perturabo obviously also cannot be targeted by precision attacks when he has joined a unit with this special rule. Fun fact, I've been playing Iron Warrior since 2nd edition 40k, and to this day, I've loved those models when they've come out, but I've hated that point cost, and I've never used them on the table. I've seen them on the table, I've played against them on the table, but I've never actually had one or used it.
I don't think I've ever actually seen one played. I mean, I've seen the models before. I've built
Jack
them.
has some.
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen Jack play them on the table.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I missed them.
Yep.
I missed that army so much.
Yep, they're beautiful models. They're really nice. They assemble and everything. I've just more dudes for me, and that base cost of 150 points for one guy just doesn't feel worth it to me.
But that's like a whole squad of like Deathwing companions almost.
That's another squad of throwaway tactical marines for me.
Yeah.
Plus their warrior. Then we come down to Pappy Pert. 420 points. The angriest or the most bitter man in the heresy. Movement 7, weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 7, strength 6, toughness 7, wound 6, initiative 5, attack 6, leadership 12, cool 10, willpower 10, intelligence 10, save 2 up, 4 up. He's got the Logos Array, a Cortex controller, and a Cognitive Signum. He's a traitor, strangely enough. You do have the option to swap out his to give him the Forge Breaker Desecrated, which is nice, and it costs 35 points more, which puts him up to 460. His Sire of the Iron Warriors rule, Bulky 6, Battlesmith 3, the Breaker, Eternal Warrior 2, and of course he's a Paragon because there's only one Perturabo. His Logos Array is his shooting attack with it is range 30, firepower 6, range strength 6, AP 3, damage 1, shred 4 up, and suppressive 1. And it's considered a bolt weapon. And in close combat, if you're taking that, not Forge Breaker, it's no initiative modifier, attacks +2, strength 6, AP 3, 1 damage, shred 4 up. Or of course you take Forge Breaker, which is an initiative modifier of -2, no attack modifier, strength modifier of +3, which puts him to a 9, AP2, D2, and critical hit 5 up. One thing I'm going to point straight across to the Imperial Fists, his weapon skill is a 7, the same as Siggy's. Siggy is just as good in close combat as Perturabo is with that sword. So, yeah. That should show how good Siggy is with the blade and how not great Perturabo is in close combat. He's more of a thinker than a fighter.
I mean,
he's like the close combat guy.
I mean, Siggy's always, in multiple editions back, has been known as a Primarch killer. I mean, like, just straight up stats.
In first edition, he could do it. Second edition, he could do it. Here's third edition. He could definitely do it here, too.
Yeah.
Special rules for Pert is the Breaker. This reaction allows a friendly unit to make a shooting attack targeting a model that Perturabo is in challenge with. You play this as his Gambit. The Gambit can only be selected during the first face-off step of a challenge. If this Gambit is selected, the model does not make attacks during the subsequent strike step. Instead, this model's controlling player can select a friendly unit within Iron Warriors within 12 inches of any model in that combat and is not locked in combat, and make a shooting attack with that unit. All such attacks are resolved as snapshots, with the exception that weapons with the blast or template may not be used, and wounds from the shooting attack can only be allocated to the enemy model in the challenge. And this is why he's not a close combat guy. Because he says, no, I'm not fighting you. Boys, shoot him. And so they do. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And his sire of the Iron Warriors is, if he's in the army, you get the following additional special rules for all auxiliary, apex, and primary attachments that have Iron Warriors as the trait. If 4 or more troop battlefield slots in the primary detachment are filled with tactical squads or breacher squads, then all force organization slots with the troops battlefield role are considered prime slots, which means you can make all of them expendable on top of their other roles before, as mentioned earlier. Further, if a model with this special rule is part of an army, then the following special rules are granted to all models with the infantry type and Iron Warriors trait. Until the end of the first battle turn of the battle, all models in this army with the infantry type and the Iron Warriors type have expendable 1. If they already have expendable, increase its value by 1. And then we have the Tormentor, which is his big shadow sword, which is 700 points of I don't think it's ever been worth it. Movement 10, ballistic skill 4, front armor 14, side armor 13, rear armor 12, 16 hull points, and transport capacity of 14. That's right. He turned the shadow sword into a transport. Yep. You've got your center line volcano cannon. You've got a front hull-mounted heavy bolter, or twin heavy bolter. It has the Iron Warriors rules. It has smoke screen. It has the following special rules: Lair of the Iron Tyrant, Macro Auspex, Void Shield. It can take 2 sponsor-mounted last cannons and 2 sponsor-mounted twin heavy bolters for 40 points. Or you can have 2 sponsor-mounted last cannons and 2 sponsor-mounted twin heavy flamers for 40 points. You can have any one item from the Legion Pintle Mount selected for it. You can get a Hunter Killer for 5 points. You can get Searchlights for 5 points. Your access point is at the rear for those 14 dudes you're sitting in there with Bert. And your Volcano Cannon is range 120 because you want to be able to shoot off of the next table. One shot, it's firepower 1, range strength 13 because, yeah, of course it is.
It's a volcano cannon.
AP 2, damage 12, blast 3, and macro auspex. Macro auspex. When not attacking Titans, Knights, or Super Heavies, a weapon with this special rule must make snapshots.
It's a blast weapon, so who cares?
Yeah. If the shooting attack is not a unit entirely composed of Titans, Knights, or Super Heavy, or other models with a base wound characteristic of 10 or more, then all attacks are snapshots.
Which blast is it? Is it the 3-inch or the 5-inch?
It's the 3.
It's the 3-inch. Okay.
And don't forget, it's also hull mounted, so it's center line only.
Yeah.
And
that's why I told Jack to go with Shadow Sword for his Super Heavy.
And of course, the Lair of the Iron Tyrant. Only Perturabo or Domitar Ferrum models may embark on a model with this special rule. Meaning you can only throw him and the Iron Circle in there.
Because it's not expensive enough as it is already.
Yeah, so you got Perturabo who's sitting there at 460 points with the hammer. This thing is 700 points. And then you grab a max size unit of the Iron Circle, and you've pretty much spent your entire army. You've pretty much built your entire army out of those guys. And
it's only pushing 2,000.
Yeah, you got another 1,000 points thereabout to spend.
To use them, and Turbo, like you'd need to be playing like a 5,000 point game, or no, more than that, because you can only be a quarter of the points.
Yeah, well, yes, but still, it's 2K points in essence for him, that, and them.
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's a kind of cool that he's got his own war chariot. Let's call it that. But good God, like super expensive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
2025 for 6 Domitars, Perturabo, and the Tormentor.
2025.
Yes.
Yep.
But can you fit 6 inside there?
14. They're each bulky 3. He's bulky 6.
Nope. Or bulky 4.
They're bulky 4. Sorry. So you can fit him and 2 of them.
Mm.
Yep.
30K edition of Pimp My Ride.
Didn't Dorn have his own Stormbird?
Athos Dios or something like that?
Yeah, the Thunderhawk.
700 points. It's basically a Thunderhawk. Move 18, BS 4, 13, 13, 13, 18 hull point, transport capacity 32, centerline mounted turbo laser, 2 turret mounted heavy boaters, 2 sponson mounted heavy boaters, 2 hull mounted the last cannon, 6 centerlines mounted hail strikes, loyalist Imperial Fist smoke screen, which for a flyer is unique, I think. I don't know. I would have to look at the other flyers at this point.
Useless.
It's useless.
See here.
Yeah, well, it's a flyer. It's useless. It's got access points on all facings.
Well, that's
its special rule. Eidos Dios may only be included in an army that also includes Dorn, and if it's included, he must be in it.
But does anybody else have their own vehicle other than those?
So they used to.
What?
There used to be a number of different special vehicles that the different Primarchs were known for, but I don't think most of them ever saw rules.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there was one of the Imperial armor books had Gellerman's personal Rhino as one of the paint schemes for some stuff. So, but he could never ride in it because he's bulky. So it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't think they ever actually did rules for most of the people having a transport. It was only ever Dorn had the rules and Pert. So, I mean, I get it. It's neat. Everything about it's neat. I do think it's funny that the Tormentor can't shoot at Dorn's Thunderhawk. That's just me. I think that's funny.
Air power always beats tanks too, so that's the.
I mean, it fits. It does fit. That all said, the Iron Warriors get a lot less stuff than the Sons of Horus do. They get a lot less stuff.
It's a lot less than Sons of Horus.
When you look at the contribution that they make to the siege compared to the contribution made by a lot of the rest of them, they do it with less stuff because Pert at the beginning always threw his guys away. He did decimations, so it makes sense for why he is always his legion entirely is somewhat undermanned, underpowered, etc. And yet, I don't know why the characters are gone.
Electric.
Yeah. I don't know why the characters for the Iron Warriors didn't make it. I think it's purely because they haven't got the model. They never did a model for Keir Valen, and they never did a model for Rasmus Golg. That said, I'm not really worried about it. They've also got the sweet models that we have for the 2 of them, the Terminator, Warsmith. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
But war gear wise compared to the Imperial Fists, character wise compared to the Imperial Fists, unit option wise, they don't have as much, but I think in some ways their stuff's better. It's more focused on cracking the big siege stuff. You got the tyrants who sit there and they're great against popping almost any armored vehicle up to armor value 15 because they have armor bang. And if they don't move, they're strength 9. The Iron Havocs used to be great. Now they're just okay. I mean, yes, they're still you don't get cover saves against them, but they don't shoot quite as accurately and they don't ignore cover in full. So
yeah, I mean, all man portable heavy weapons seem kind of overpriced anyway.
They do.
And they did get their artillery. They got the Inquisitor.
They do get the artillery. In their detachments. I like those. And I like the Dominators. Hands down, I think if I was rebuilding my Iron Warriors today, I would build a 10-man squad of those just because they're good. I like the ability to have a close combat punch in any army, as everybody knows. and I highly recommend building some, just because even if it's just a small gang of them, you can throw 5 Terminators with your Praetor and have a multi-melta, and they all have Thunder Hammers or Chain Fists, and your Warsmith Praetor rolling around inside of a box, and their weapons go 5 as opposed to most, so they're good. Add that to the Tyrants and everything else, and all the rules that you already get with the Iron Warriors. It's a fun list. It's a fun army. Easy to paint. It's metal.
Do you like Necrons? Because if you like Necrons, you're gonna love the Iron Warriors.
I mean, just learn to love the hazard stripe, and remember that when you put hazard stripes anywhere, that means you are not a step, so you're not there to be stepped on. So, yeah, Iron Warriors. I love them. Still love them. Always have. Always will.
They're very. I would go out on the ledge and say they're very basic. They don't have all the whiz bang options. They just do what they need to do well. Like
utilitarian is probably a better word.
Yeah,
huh?
Utilitarian
and expendable.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah. And tanks everywhere because artillery is good.
Yeah. I kind of wish they had gotten some sort of more fluffy artillery unit, maybe, or something like that. But
so, I mean, you do get the detachment where you get the whatever is the bombards. You can get those.
Right.
They're okay. I'm not a fan of the model, which is why I don't own any. And I prefer.
They're also expensive as hell, but
yeah, I prefer Basilisks and Earthshakers.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
and the Earthshakers.
Yeah, I prefer the look of the other stuff comparatively, but they're not bad. They're just not something I like model wise.
Yeah, I'm just kind of a little surprised because like a couple of the other legions did get like legion specific vehicles. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of surprised they didn't get something along that line.
Well, I mean, you got to remember
like or something.
Now that I could see something like that.
There's Lord Nodus that get given to him by the Lion.
Yeah, that would make sense, fluff wise.
Maybe they'll get that later on, but
if they continue on the path that they have said, GW as a whole, where we get campaign books like Fall, and other things, and maybe even the Battle of Paramore, which would be really nice for Alpha Legion versus Iron Warriors and Mech. I think things like that, we could actually see those getting expanded for new stuff. I think it'd be fun if they ever actually get to the Siege in this edition or in a potential future 4th, 5th, etc. I could see us getting stuff for the Iron Warriors to expand on them. But as they are right now, yes, they may seem basic, but they're utilitarian. They get the job done, and they have all the same availabilities. Every other Legion. It's just their special stuff is all focused on shooting hard, shooting accurately, and getting the job done from range. And it fits. It really does. I mean, they're not the guys who sit there and go into close combat most of the time. You have the World Eaters for that. They're the guys who build the trenches, surround your fortress, give you one final ultimatum, and then decimate you all. That's what they do. So yeah, there's your Iron Warriors. They're awesome. They're good. Go forth, grab some. Grab a thing of, grab a rattle can of your basic steel, and your army's already halfway painted.
And there's also bunches of transfers for them right now.
Yep.
Like all the newer kits they're coming with Salamander and Iron Warrior stuff.
Yep. And I can't really say much else. I mean, they're a good army. They're a basic army. They're a simple army. They're easy for people to learn. If you are coming into Heresy and you are looking to learn the game with a simple, basic army that teaches you how to play, go ahead and grab Iron Warriors if you're interested in them. They're easy. They're fun. They're fluffy. You won't make a lot of friends with the all gunline army all the time, but that's how I met Brian.
That's how I met you too.
That's how you met me as well. That's how I met Ryan Kimmel. That's how I met John for the first time.
Yep.
And look at this now. Here we are, decade plus later, and we're all friends and doing this
That
stuff.
was the first Heresy game I played, was you and your Iron Warriors.
Yeah. God, so long ago.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, folks. There's the Iron Warriors. Better than the Imperial Fists in every way. Plus, you don't have to paint as much yellow, only hazard stripes.
You keep going on about how easy the paint job is for Iron Warriors. I think the simplicity of it is the reason why it's a difficult paint job if you want it to look good. If you get a good base coat on yellow, everybody's going to go, ooh, that's a good base coat on yellow. But if you want a good looking Iron Warrior armor, that's a lot of detailed brushwork.
No, I would disagree. I would
And
disagree.
the metals lend also to basic weathering for them isn't going to pop as much.
No.
But
Right.
like advanced weathering with dust and mud and things like that, that's going to show up a lot better on an Iron Warriors than just chipping and things like that.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. If I was going to repaint my Iron Warriors from scratch, I would not grab just a rattle can of steel or darkened metal or what have you and go over that and do that. There is, and I'm going to try to pull up a single picture. If I can find it amongst my saved stuff.
Well, he's busy looking up that. In my head, a good looking Iron Warrior army is you have the multicolor of the base metals. You have a lot of scratching. You have a lot of tonal variation in the shadows to show, the discoloring of the armor, along with various leaks and stains and patina. It's a lot of little detail steps for Iron Warriors if you want them to really, really pop.
So I'm going to throw a couple of these images that I've just pulled up into the chat for this channel.
All right. I am
actually, Jack, I got a better way of doing it.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
I'm
Share your
closing
screen.
I will share my screen.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So this was shown many, 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 many moons ago. Oh, yeah, there it is. This was done many, many moons ago by a guy named Mario Ruff in 2019. And he has a whole way that he painted up his whole army, and it's absolutely beautiful. It has so many steps that do not even start with a base coat of metal, but a base coat of brown. Yep. And everything else. And he just builds on it from there, and it comes up and is absolutely 100% gorgeous when you see it all in pictures. And from what I've seen other people playing on table, it looks amazing.
Not to say that I'm that good of a painter, but like the Iron Warriors Toys for Tots Army, that's how I did it. I started with a brown base and worked up from there.
Yep. His stuff is primarily not even brush painted. Most of it is swatches painted. Okay. Of swatches of just foam.
He did sponge painting before sponge painting was cool.
Yeah, he did.
I was just about to say that.
He sponge painted the entire army, and the way it comes out and the way it looked, my God, I fell in love with that paint job the second I saw what he had done. And if I was ever going to repaint my army, I would repaint the entire thing that way. And I would try to get it as good as he did. So he's over in Germany. Mario, I don't know if you listen. He's a friend of mine on Facebook. But if you do listen sometime, hey, cool. Your army's awesome. Still is. I've told you that before. Yeah. If anyone wants to see pictures of that better, send me a message. I've got that saved. I've got all the pictures from it scraped, and I've got the recipes and how he did it. And I will throw them to anybody who wants it. I might just actually put it in one of our channels here. But, yeah. You can make a great-looking base silver army with Iron Warriors, but they're all right. Your chipping and weathering doesn't show through quite as well over base silver. So, no matter what, have fun with your hobby. That's the important part.
So that takes us to event shout-outs at this point?
Yes. I'll go ahead and start. Today was the last day of BolterCon up in Ohio. Yep. Guys who were there, I know we had John sent up stickers and a couple pins. I sent a couple pins and posters. For everyone who was there who may come over here and listen, hope you enjoyed everything at BolterCon. I will hopefully see you there next year, along with more posters and everything. There was a big serial heresy event going on there, so I hope everyone there had fun with that. So, kudos. Also, the guys down in Memphis, I think it was, just had an event this weekend where they played Heresy all weekend long as well. Blake and a couple others went to that. So Blake, Mace, guys, I hope you all had fun down there. And that's all I've got event-wise.
Obviously, January 16th, 17th, and 18th is Texas Open with a 50-man Heresy event. I just posted the event pack to the TO with explanations of all 5 missions and scoring and things like that. So that'll all be posted up on the website for TXO shortly.
Cool.
Hope to see people of the year.
I know there's a BAM event coming up on, I think it's January 24th. Yeah, January 24th. But I'm not sure where it's going to be at yet. So if it knowing Blake and Christopher, it's either going to be in Birmingham or Huntsville metro area, one of the 2 places. And when I know more, I'll let you all know.
Dig it.
All right. Is that it for event shoutouts?
Well, there is one that we kind of could shout out.
Okay.
AdeptCon 2026. There's Heresy there. There's lots and lots of Heresy there. Ferrix does Heresy there. No. We ourselves are hosting at least 3 Heresy events there as well. Anybody who attends Adepticon and is playing in any Heresy event at Adepticon, come to us. We'll give you a free poster. And we'll hang out. You'll see our posters and all our stuff hanging places in the Heresy Hall to say where we are. So that's all I know.
We have a special event coming up next episode.
Ooh, is next episode 150?
It is.
That's how numbers work.
So can I make a recommendation?
Oh, shit.
Please do.
I was going to say we talk about the terrain from the GW games and how we see terrain going in our games.
Okay.
And also anyone that would like to contribute can reach out to us and call in for 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Live?
So we're saying that, are we doing live recording, people?
Yeah, like usual. We record at our usual time, 7:30 Central on Sundays. So if they want to call in at that time, they can call in at that time for this episode.
That makes sense to me.
And we also have a giveaway going, which no one has entered. So if you want a free paint mixer, all you have to do is email GW an FAQ question and then post your sent email in our contest channel, and you're entered to win. Right now, you have a really good chance of winning.
Yep. There's that.
I'm not going to lie. I forgot about that.
I did too. Since it's 150, I may do something special, especially if we're talking about terrain.
He's going to take off his pants.
I can do that now if you really want.
No, I'd really rather we didn't do that. No taking off the pants. I may have something special too. We'll see.
You're assuming I have pants to take off.
Oh, I do. I just came in from going to Home Depot after soccer practice, so unfortunately I did have to wear pants.
Saddest thing that's ever happened.
Pants, yep. Anyway, gents, I don't think we've got anything else to really discuss tonight. So next week, 150 terrain, and listeners come on and talk to us if they would like to.
Yep.
Sounds good. What are we looking forward to our next legions we're going to work on?
151?
Yeah.
Let's do... You want to do Blood Angels?
Didn't we?
Nope. We did Dark Angels.
No, I know we did Dark Angels. I thought we did Blood Angels already. Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Dark Angels, Ultramarines, and Ravenguard. We've only done 3.
Okay.
How about we do Blood Angels and Emperor's Children?
We did Word Bearers too. World Eaters,
Yeah,
Ultramarines.
I was only doing Heresy, so I've got them divided into different folders. Yeah, Emperor's Children would be good.
Yes, Joseph, we know you're out there. We promise we will get to the 1,000 Suns.
Yes,
Michael.
we will eventually get to Space Wolves too.
Michael,
Yeah,
yes, we will
Brian.
get to the Salamanders. We promise.
I do have a question though.
Yeah.
Have at it.
What do you guys think the next kit people are going to be complaining about not having is? Because it was Breachers for what felt like eternity.
Destroyers?
Probably Destroyers or Javelins or the things that we got previewed in small
Plastic
Heresy, but now they want it in big Heresy.
Plastic regular bikes.
Yeah, I'm going to say pretty much most of the fast attacks and Destroyers.
Yeah. I want those new turrets that we saw. The double Punisher cannon.
Double Punishers. I'm all about that. Now, for Iron Warriors, right there. That's about as Iron Warrior as you're going to get.
I'm going to say
Imperial
this.
5th, since they're an autocannon.
I'm going to say this for the Iron Warriors. Despite being auto gun heavy and shooting attack this and shooting attack that, I have, while sitting here and fiddling with Iron Warrior lists, I have not even considered tarantulas or the big super tarantula at all for putting into a list. I just can't seem to find a way to make them something that my brain wants to accept as existing inside of my army. I don't know why. My brain is just like, nope, we can look at that. It looks really nice. We're not going to include it. Let's go back over here with more bodies.
Same.
Technically, the big one has a body in it. There's a Marine in that. The smaller ones are robotic. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I can't convince myself to throw them down on the table or assemble them or paint them or include them in a list.
My hard part is they're a really, really oddball
footprint
selector for a list to try and wiggle in.
Yeah, I can see that.
Agree. All right, guys. Well, Jack, you want to tell John to take us out of here?
John, it could be
Thank you,
the
everybody.
final countdown.
Oh,
the final.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to us for 149, almost 150 episodes on the Heresy Accountabilibuddies Podcast. I'm John, and I've been joined by
Brian,
Duncan,
Jack,
and Jamie.
And always remember to stay accountable to yourselves, to your buddies, and your hobby in that order. And we'll talk to you next time.
Like and subscribe, and see ya.